Hi everyone, it's Julia. I have another sweatshirt transformation here. This is a comfort colored sweatshirt in the color light gray, and I will link that down below for you. I also have a bunch of scraps in colors of grays and blacks. This is going to be a cardigan, so it's going to be open down the front, no buttons, and it's going to be something that's just very versatile. Cutting off the cuffs first, and I cut the cuffs right above that seam, and I save these cuffs. I do use these for my fingerless mittens, so I save all the cuffs that I cut off. And then to get the center front opened, I'm first going to just use a pin in the center front, just by matching up the side seams or the shoulder seams, and then down below matching up the side seams, and I'm going to put another pin in the bottom center front, and then I'm just going to press this. I'm going to just press a crease in there just by matching up that pin. I find this is the easiest way to get the center front, and then I can easily see that crease, and I'm just going to cut up the whole center front here. I'm going to just turn this back approximately an inch and stitch that just with using a straight stitch. And then I'm going to do the same on the cuffs. I'm going to roll it back and I'm going to stitch. I love the inside of these sweatshirts. I just think they have a great look to them. And so I got that stitching done, and now I want to open up the bottom side seam just a little bit for a little bit more wiggle room. Just going to create a vent, and I'm just doing that by cutting out this side seam, just completely getting rid of that side seam. I think I cut up approximately 6 or 7 inches, and I'm going to do that on both sides. To my sewing machine, I'm going to show you how I finished this. So this is that side vent, and I'm just using, it's called an applique stitch on my machine, but it looks like a blanket stitch. And when I get to that V, I'm just swinging that fabric around, and I'm starting and finishing this above that bottom band. I just find that that has the neatest look. And then you can see how that looks. It's just a nice edge finish. You could also do a zigzag on that. Now on to the embellishment. I have a bunch of my scraps here in blacks and grays, and also a bunch of scraps of my Heat and Bond light. I save all my Heat and Bond scraps just because it's pricey, and it's, you know, I can use it for doing this kind of a thing. And so I'm just piecing these together on the back side of my fabrics. And you can see me just work there. It looks messy right now, but again, I'm kind of tearing and just kind of filling in spaces. Even the little bitty areas I'll cover up. I'm going to share one more here. I have a little bit of a larger piece, and just going to fill that in. You see that piece of that white paper that underneath? That's parchment paper. I'm just protecting my wool mat. This is messy, and I don't want it to get on my pressing surface at all, so that parchment paper is really a must, or some kind of silicone mat, or something that is a pressing sheet that can cover your mat. And on to the cutting. I'm just cutting these at a 1/2 inch in varying lengths. Just going to go through, and I'm just going to cut all those scraps that I just created. And here's a whole basket full. I'm going to take it to watch a movie or put something on and just remove all this paper. Now on to the creating. I want to just put this and cover my stitching seam in varying lengths and just vary the different patterns all the way down the center front on both sides. Just kind of pressing as I go. This is going to be a great cardigan to wear. You can wear anything underneath it. I mean, any color. It's just going to be very neutral. And I think it's such an easy beginner project. I hope you have a chance to do this. I mean, you don't have to do it with a gray sweatshirt either. I'm going to do the same technique on this sleeve seam. Just cover up my stitching line there. So these cuffs will always be rolled back like this. This particular sweatshirt has really long arms in it, and so, I mean, it works well for this particular sweatshirt. That's all done now, and I noticed there's like a little spot on that shoulder, and sometimes these sweatshirts are pigment dyed, which give them a wonderful lived-in feel to them, but occasionally they will have a dye variation, and I can usually work around it. And it actually makes it, gives you an idea on where to add what. If you do happen to find a mark, it's easy to fix it. I'm just going to do the same technique. I'm just going to lay these in at different lengths and different patterns. Once I kind of like what I'm seeing there, I'm just going to iron that down, and then I'm just going to clip it so it's below that seam line, or that shoulder seam. Now that is on the upper right hand shoulder, and so I want to add something to the bottom left just to kind of make it a little bit more balanced, and doing the same thing. Giving it a quick press. I'm at my sewing machine. I thought I'd just show you how I'm finishing all this. I'm just using that same blanket stitch, and I'm going around every single piece. This took a little bit of time, but I really loved the finished result. I do have just black thread on, and this is just an all-purpose thread. And here's some pictures at the end. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, a beginner project, and it just went together really quick. Hope you have a chance to create this week. Bye for now.